Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you joining me here. We're going to dive right into your reading. Today I was guided toward this archetype deck. I'm not sure. I don't think for all of you this will be about an intimate partner. It may be about a friend, a family member, a coworker. I just get that vibe just because of the cards that I felt guided to choose. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. It can be anybody for anybody, right? All right. It could even be you with you if that's what you're getting. Okay. Yeah, this is the energy I was picking up on. Um, I think it may actually be about you or a situation about you, Pisces. There's this energy of, kind of not being understood by people around you, potentially, or not being appreciated by people around you. You're the 12th house. And so you have the capacity to understand all the other houses, right? But they don't necessarily have the ability to understand you. And I think that must be pretty hard. I'm the seventh house myself, so I don't have that problem. But I feel like there's this energy around you, or you know, I feel like there's something coming to light here, like possibly the benefits of working with you, or the benefits of seeking to understand you, or seeking to understand what you're offering or what you're saying at this time. I feel like people are more willing to maybe pay attention, or they may not be yet, but there may be coming a period of time where people are beginning to recognize how it came across to me at first was consistency. Like, kind of, you have always maybe been who you are, or you've always sort of stood for the things that you're standing for, or um like people at first didn't try to understand because it was foreign to them. It was not who they were, and possibly even seeking to understand it might have caused them to face their own shadows or their own issues. And so instead, it's just easier to be like, that person is different, and kind of label or dismiss or diminish, you know what I mean? And I feel that is really shifting. I feel like that is really changing. And I feel like it's changing through a few different ways. What I was picking up on when I was meditating on your energy was that there may be opportunities that are coming for you that really help your light to show or to shine. Um, and for others of you, there's something about how you may have, like, if this is at your work, please, or at, I don't know, let's just go with work because it's easy. We pretty much all have jobs, right? So there's just this energy of like people not necessarily understanding you, or feeling like you're a little unpredictable, or that you don't just follow suit and go with the grain, or go with the way everybody else wants to do and just make it easy. And maybe at times you see a better way, and maybe it requires more work or asks more of people. And people are like, oh, that's so uncool. Like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to work more? Why can't we just do it the way we've always done it? Or, you know what I mean? Instead of really looking at the value or the long term value, even of what you're offering. But there's something here about you doing it your way, or you being committed to yourself, or kind of being this pillar of consciousness in your life, that it's like people are starting to realize after a period of time that like there's a method to the madness, and that maybe because it was different they couldn't recognize it right away, but in seeing it time after time after time after time, and seeing possibly the effect that it has, or even, it can be where you're surrounded by people that are very up and down, up and down, up and down, and you're more even keeled, or you you may be suffering, you may be struggling, but you're able to not really show it. And so people get the impression that you don't suffer or you don't struggle or that somehow you have it easier. And now it's like there's something about people's eyes opening to this who you are and what you're bringing to the table. Okay. And I feel like this priest is giving me high priestess energy. And this rebel is giving me, somebody who's not afraid to be different. And this mystic is like, someone who relies more on their intuition than the direction the crowd is moving in. You know what I mean? They seek the answers from within, not looking for the validation of, the people around them as much. And this is this energy is incredibly strong. Okay, so let's see. Wow, I shuffled. Look at this. And on the bottom of the deck, you have this transformation, rebirth, heeding the call, judgment card energy. I just, that really caught my eye, and it's almost like a phoenix rising. So I feel like I keep getting this energy that you are rising up, or you are, moving into the light and out of the dark. Yeah, you have some kind of opportunity coming in. You have new beginnings. I mean, this card literally came flying out and fell right there front and center. Yeah, you challenge the status quo. You say, okay, I understand we've done it that way all the time, but is that the most efficient process? Or, okay, it feels like you are not afraid to be different or to challenge what. Wow, holy moly, Pisces. All right, I'm going to scoot these all up. So that hopefully you guys can see them. So you have new beginnings and you have the writer. I feel like, you may have maybe emerging out of a period of stagnancy, or like I said, there is this energy. Every time I meditate on Pisces energy, I see like darkness kind of shifting through like inky purple and blue into like lighter and lighter and lighter until we're in the light. And then it almost feels as though the spotlight is kind of on you, or like people are going, wait a second, what has Pisces been saying all along? Maybe we should listen to that. So I do feel like there is some kind of message or some kind of movement or there may even be someone charging in to sort of help you or to kind of back you up. This could even be, a romantic partner or a friend or a coworker or a new boss or even a new opportunity at work, or even possibly a new job, or somebody reaching out to you asking you if you're interested in doing something here. You have the Swans, which is a soulmate, twin flame, the one, a pair of things. It's right in the center of your reading. You also have Emperor energy here. You also have cardinal signs, which are Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. So you have two cards kind of talking about Aries right next to each other, and then you have you. So some of you may be dealing with an Aries. Some of you may have strong Aries placements. Some of you may have your Mars in Aries, or your Venus in Aries, or, this could also be depicting even Aries season, or something that's coming in very quickly. The writer and this energy is giving me sort of like really fast movement. Yeah, so for some of you, with this house here, you may have felt like you were misunderstood or unappreciated for your whole life. You know what I mean? Or like, it's like no one has ever really gotten you. Even if you had a wonderful and supportive family, it's like they may have just been, there may have even been an energy of like teasing you for the certain ways that you are. When Pisces tell stories, or the way Pisces kind of can be or have the reputation for being, is very non-linear. A lot of signs like Libra, like what I am, and a lot of the fire signs and the air signs particularly, and even air signs, we're very like, okay, it goes from A to B, B to C. It's logical, it's analytical, it follows some pattern. um I actually was just listening to this. I think Quentin Tarantino is a Pisces. And like, if you think about the movie Pulp Fiction, it does not follow a pattern. It does not follow, it's not on a timeline. It's not, we wake up on Monday and we follow this character through Friday. You know what I mean? Or through the next 3 years of their life. It's like this happened, this happened, this happened. And then at the end, it kind of all gets put together and makes sense, but it's all very non-linear kind of energy. And there's no right way or wrong way. There's not even a better way or a worse way. The world is set up, right, to support the quote unquote majority, whatever that is. And we've never evaluated if that majority has like somehow shifted or changed, if there are more neurodivergent people in the world, then, like we just don't analyze this. We just go, okay, this is society and this is how it's set up and this is how it works. And we just carry it on and we don't question it. You know what I mean? So there is this thing even about like possibly even in your humble beginnings, in your home, that people may have teased you for the way that you told stories, or they may have teased you for or even tried to correct you, or give you a different way without really listening. I know with the Pisces in my life, I find that if I just listen and I wait until they're completely done, I am better off. Like it all makes sense, and it was a really wise thought. It was a really it's something that lasts and stays with me for a long time. So but if people are not patient or don't have time or are not kind of by nature curious, and they're just like, oh, just do it this way, and they correct you and they sort of steamroller you, um you know or convince you that there's a right way or a wrong way and you need to like fall into line. It feels like there's some kind of root of this even in childhood, or even at school or at home, or among your friends as a kid. It's like there's something here that goes back the tail of time. But with the dog here, you're a very supportive friend. You are a cheerleader. You're always wanting things to work out, or you're always trying to lend a hand or be helpful, or, engage with people. And you're very loyal. You're very devoted. You haven't judged people, even that have judged you possibly. Or you have maybe observed it, but then also accepted the humanity of it. Like that, okay, well, that person may have done the best they could from where they were at, there's just something here about, you don't give up on people easily, even though maybe the opposite feels true for you. Like people give up on you easily, or people don't listen, or people don't stick with you to the end, or people don't wait for you to make your point, or people are not really like, okay, yeah, let's try Pisces way, even though you plenty of times have been like, hey, let's try Leo's way, or let's try Aries way, or let's try Cancer's way, or Gemini's way. You know what I mean? You have, it feels like in this moment, someone is coming in that has the ability to really see you, or there has been someone who has already really seen you, and they are a soulmate, or they are very connected to you. And this may even be the person that's coming in with a message, or this person could just be coming into your life, but it's someone who sees the beauty in you, right? With the swan, they start off as the ugly little duckling, and I'm not saying that you were an ugly duckling or anything like that, but if you just look, if you come across a baby swan, you're not thinking, oh yeah, that's going to become this beautiful gorgeous, majestic bird, that mates for life and has, all of these other really amazing traits. You are just looking at it in the form that it is, or you're just like, I don't know. I hope you can understand this. I mean, I hope that I'm saying it in a way, not that I feel like you can't understand it, but like that it makes sense and isn't too like all over the place. Um, so let me see. So I grabbed the ocean of emotion. So we need to look at something about feelings here. This feels very much like a Wheel of Fortune moment. It just feels like something that's destined. Like this is divine timing. Like a lot of things have happened. And this in this moment, we always have those moments in life where it like starts to make sense, or you're like, oh wow, if I wouldn't have had that experience, I wouldn't be prepared for this. Okay. Pisces. I feel. Wow. See. All right, Pisces. I feel like you're dealing with someone here. This can be a past person. Okay, I'm going to offer you two ways to look at this. In the past, you may have dealt with people who chose fear and who were, a bit competitive or defensive. You may have typically been attracted to people who were a little bit, I don't want to say like a little bit broken, but to where you could feel that they had experienced pain, and you had empathy and you had compassion, and you may have just sort of found yourself in relationships with a lot of people where it was about them and about what they were able to where you could have really connected with people and gone a long, long way, but you were sort of saddled with people who had a lot of limitations, and they were limitations based on fear and past experience and mentality, where it was competitive, or it was defensive, or it was, I'm not going to make a move, you make a move, or you tell me that you love me first, or you know what I mean, to where there was sort of a push and pull. It wasn't like a soft place to fall. It was like, okay, we're spending all of this time really trying to establish the rules of play, of engagement, or we're trying to create an environment where someone can step away from their fear and into love, or we're trying to be super understanding and patient with other people. But it's like, I feel like it was kind of one-sided, or I don't mean that the feelings were one-sided or the emotion was one-sided, but it just feels like it was a lot of work for you, and it feels like you didn't get a lot of return on that work. um I don't really feel this energy of you being super resentful or harboring ill will. um but it's interesting because you may not have actually realized the effect that you had on the people whose lives that you came across. I don't want to say that like every single person whose life you touched, they transformed, but we don't remember really what people say. We remember how they make us feel. And I feel like, Pisces, you went out of your way, whether it was appreciated, whether it was ever verbalized, whether it was ever acknowledged, to try to be the best that you could to people in every situation that you were in. And that is a pretty rare trait. That's a pretty rare thing to find in today's day and age, is someone who is really truly seeking to understand the other person, who is empathetic and compassionate about the plight of other people, because you've had your own story, you've had your own situation, but you haven't made it about you and your story and your hurt and you just work through it. You do the deep dive, you introspect, you uncover, and you refuse to allow that stuff to determine your present and your future. Um, and it's like that generosity of spirit, or that generosity of compassion and empathy that you're offering other people, it's like you're not really receiving it back. You're not, because it sort of maybe even looks like you have it all together, or that you don't have problems. I keep getting that energy of like, if somebody looks at you, they may not realize how much you're suffering. They may not realize, like, you're not someone to like go into work just a wreck and like cry to every single coworker. You are somebody who maybe like cries in your own pillow, or works through it on your own. It's like you are not wanting to spew your hurt or your brokenness on the world around you. You kind of keep it self-contained, and you've learned so much and you've grown so much as a human by doing that, that you have a lot to offer as far as a friend, or a coworker, or a lover, because you are understanding, and because you really excavated yourself and your own pain and your own suffering. You have this deeper level knowledge of what it is, what it feels like, and what it takes to work through it or move through it. You have this distracted energy that says, I can't get you off my mind. There is someone from your past who you showed this compassion and empathy to, who cannot forget how you made them feel, and how I think that they were very happy in your presence. I just don't think that they had the courage to be as independent and as free as you are. I think they were someone who was still trying to work within the constructs and the parameters that were established for them. They were not. It takes a lot of courage to stand out in a crowd. It takes a lot of courage to um, be sensitive and be empathetic and be compassionate, especially in a world that just where people regularly take advantage of stuff like that, or people regularly devalue it or diminish it because they aren't capable of it themselves. um but I feel like your impact, especially on a particular person, or yeah, I think it is kind of a particular person, it has stayed with them, and they have really thought about it, and they are really mm, it's like they were inspired by it, and they may have made some changes themselves, and they can't get you off their mind. But I honestly, I feel this person wants to build with you, and I feel this person wants to open up to you. And I feel like, this person is in pain because they may have caused you pain. But it's like this courage card. There's just this shadow and then this small portion of a person. It's like they may be considering making the leap, or being someone who's brave enough to stand out in a crowd. Two people standing together that are brave enough to stand out in a crowd, a lot of people refer to that as a power couple. But in order to realize that, you have to have the courage to stand out in the crowd and partner up with someone who is brave and who does already stand out in a crowd, and who is already independent and free of the constructs of society and what people say you should be and shouldn't be, right? Um, but this person is also extremely attracted to you. Underneath this passion card is weak. I'm about to break. I feel the energy of, I do think this is potentially at least one of the messages, or one of the energies that's coming towards you, Pisces, because I feel like they're having a very hard time. But the thing is, with the shadow on this courage card, it's like someone who's kind of showing up but may not be just totally brave yet. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I want this and I don't want this to get away and I don't want to lose this. But like, also, I don't know if in the 3D world I am strong enough or courageous enough or brave enough to claim this, to really put my whole self there and risk the judgment of others. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what that's about, but that's the feeling that I'm getting. All right, so I grabbed these cards, which these are not really tarot cards or oracle cards. This is actually a game. But I really love using these in readings. So we'll just see if they give us something good today. All right, for Pisces, for Pisces. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. You have checkpoint, a good place to restart and regroup efforts, celebrating progress, a minor success or milestone. And then you have poison down the bottom of the deck. How are you being affected by toxic behaviors and limiting beliefs right now? How are you being drained by a negative situation? What is a toxic belief that you have about yourself or the world that is draining your energy? So this is an opportunity right here. I feel like you with you to sort of check in, and this may also be for your person. Like this can be like a shared energy or a mirrored energy where it's like, you kind of always have to know where you stand or what you need or what your boundaries are, what you're willing to accept and what you aren't willing to accept. And, when you have a good reason for why you are the way you are, like, to be honest, when you have toxic people in your life, they your a lot of your energy goes towards that toxicity, towards trying to mitigate the effects of the toxicity in your life. And it's very hard to heal and it's very hard to make progress when you're in a toxic situation. And so, I feel like Pisces, you don't need that. You don't need to accept that or allow that into your life. And I feel like this is sort of one of those moments where you may have looked around and everything that was toxic, you may have gotten put distance between you and it or put up a strong boundary. And I feel like this person is at this point where, in order to make it beyond this point or in order to make it forward to communicate with you, they are going to have to evaluate. Sorry, you guys, I've been painting a lot. I've been obsessed. I took a class and I'm just like painting, painting, painting. So I paint all over my fingernails. I apologize for that. But I feel like this person has to be able to acknowledge the toxicity around them and the toxicity that they've allowed in their life and the price that it's costing them. And I think that, for a lot of you, someone is going to look at this and go, okay, this relationship or this limiting belief or, my fear of even being judged by others is preventing me from being happy, is preventing me from going into this direction towards Pisces where I have felt seen and heard and understood and I have a loyal friend and a loyal lover or a loyal, whatever it may be. And, I haven't had the courage to go stand beside Pisces for fear of being judged or for fear of just going against the grain, which is how I have navigated life to this point. So I feel that this is like a major moment here. Again, I feel the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So let's just go ahead and dive into the tarot and see what this is. For Pisces, please, Spirit, for Pisces. Can I get 2 cards for Pisces? Okay, wow. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously? I have to read this card to you. Okay, we're going to get 3 cards. Oh, wow. Okay. My gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys, I saw the 10 and I was like, if that's the Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to scream my head off. It's not, but it's the 10 of Cups, okay? So equally cool. Here we have, you have the Six of Wands. Let me put my glasses on. I love this deck so much. I cannot remember the name of it, but I love it. It's the experiential tarot. So this Six of Wands here says progress, self-confidence, praise, and being seen. This is a card of the second decan of Leo. I find myself saying that every time I'm in here. Some of you may the first week of August, around that time, I believe, is the second decan of Leo. It may be significant for you, or you may be dealing with someone who that is their sign. And then you have this Nine of Swords, which is fear. So this is conquering our fear in order to have emotional fulfillment with another person. And that's exactly what we've been talking about here. You have the Seven of Pentacles, which is the energy. Wow. And underneath that, the World card. If the Wheel of Fortune doesn't come out, I'm going to be so surprised. But this is talking about, this is divine timing. This says hard work, progress, reward. But the Seven of Pentacles is a card that talks about divine timing. And with the World card underneath it, it's time to complete a cycle. This is time for, it feels like, to be honest, the feeling that I get is like this is the time for you to be seen, for you to be heard, for you to be appreciated, finally. Because underneath that, you have the Empress. So this is a pretty significant thing going on here. Let's clarify. So we had this Six of Wands. I'm going to take one on the Six of Wands, please, Spirit. Can I get one on the Six of Wands? What is the Six of Wands for Pisces? Okay, we're going to get two. Okay, yeah, see? We have the Knight of Wands with the Seven of Wands with the Page of Swords. I feel like this is someone who's been in and out of your life, someone who may have been a bit defensive, a bit competitive. They may have even been someone who fiercely guarded their own independence or did not want to commit. They may have even taken steps such as blocking you or, trying to put up some kind of barrier or boundary around themselves. I'm actually like, I sort of feel like putting on a mask. You see how she has this mask on in this card? I feel like there's almost this energy, and there's a mask sitting right here too. It's almost like changing up. Like this mask covers a lot and actually changes who we think this person is. And this mask right here shows an awful lot and lets us see that this person is fully human, right? So it's like this person may have shown you a side of themselves. You may have seen more of this person than anyone else has. And but they then may have put up some kind of blockade or barrier or gotten very defensive and moved away from the situation and kind of become this person that other people sort of knew, but you didn't really know, or you don't really recognize, or you don't really get to see the same part of that person that you saw before. It's like they cut off access to you from the person that they were showing you, or the vulnerability, the level of vulnerability that they were letting you in on. With the Page of Swords, there's this energy though of like this person has not energetically closed out the cycle. When the Page of Swords, this can be someone who they go away, they move, they keep an arm's length distance, or they keep some kind of distance, but they're spying, they're still connected, they're still paying attention, they still care, they're still curious, they still want to know what's going on with you. They could be asking friends about you, or just sort of Googling you, or looking at your social media, or looking at your LinkedIn, or I don't know, but it's like wherever information they can get, it's like they're trying to get it. Well, this isn't enough anymore with the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is an energy of very publicly um getting recognition or giving recognition. And so this person, it's like it may have come to a point where this person was going to have to make some kind of decision, or it was going to like come out, or it was going to be exposed, or the people around them that they were trying to keep favor with or keep a good impression with may have found out, and that may have blocked that may have caused this person to block you off and move in a different direction and then sort of spy on you. But I also feel that this person is having victory over this energy, over this. I, need to keep this mask on and I need to leave. You know what I mean? Because that all stemmed from this fear. So let's clarify the fear for Pisces. Two of Cups in reverse with the Hermit. So this person having lost this with the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So it may have come to a point where someone, like I said, it was like, we're going to have to make some kind of public decision, or I'm going to have to bring this relationship or this connection to the light possibly, or everyone's going to find out, or or it can just even be a fear of connecting on a deep level. You do have 2 9s here. And we did see that World card under the 7 of Pentacles. So there is definitely a cycle completing for someone here. I feel like this person, their fear may have caused them to kind of not accept the relationship, or not acknowledge the relationship, or move in a different direction with that Knight of Wands energy, like kind of to withdraw, to go in a different direction. But with that Hermit card energy, especially it being a 9 and then the 9 of Swords being that energy of fear, those 2 9s. So the Hermit card, it's like we're starting to realize the effect that having this fear is having on our relationships, or on this particular soulmate relationship, because it may have come to a point where we had to commit to it, or where there was a solid and stable offer being made, or a solid and stable opportunity at hand, and in order to take it, there was going to have to be a level of commitment, or a level of recognition of the relationship, or an acceptance of the relationship. And if this person, if they're not concerned with the people around them and what their or what their impression of this will be, they may be someone who is just so freaked out on the inside of relationships, or of super intimate connections, or even with the 2 of Cups, relationships that are healing and healthy rather than toxic. They may have been someone who only understood toxicity, and that's why they were more comfortable with the mask, and with riding away when it got too complex, or when too much was being asked, or when it was going to have to be recognized publicly, or come to the light publicly, or when we were going to have to commit to to making some kind of offer, or taking advantage of this divinely given opportunity. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's clarify this 10 of Cups. Oh my God, you guys, seriously? What in the freaking world? So the 10 of Cups is being clarified by the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 5 of Pentacles upright, with the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Now, I'm sure you know, if you've watched any videos of mine, that the Knight of Pentacles is this energy of, okay, I'm a little freaked out. Like, I can't look at the whole staircase. It's too overwhelming. But I can take one step in the right direction. And I can keep taking that step over and over again until, I have made progress, or I've actually made kind of a big move. But it's slow and it's methodical because we can't look at the whole staircase. We get completely overwhelmed. And what I see is that this person is taking slow and steady steps toward being able to be in an emotionally content relationship with another person. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Pentacles upright, this person has a scarcity mindset. They have a fear of intimacy or a fear of abandonment. They have one of the major fears, and they're fears that we all have to a degree. But for this person, this fear is so strong and so big that it makes it impossible for them to truly collaborate in a relationship. They're unable to share a plan and to share a vision and to put in the effort to build something strong because they haven't built something strong within themselves. They're still allowing this fear to sort of dictate, or this fear really shuts them down at certain points. So with this Knight of Pentacles energy, this is I think it's an incredibly positive sign, especially because we're clarifying the Ten of Cups. So it's someone who the idea of being in this type of relationship is overwhelming. But if they take it one step at a time and they just sort of move toward it, but first by starting to address this fear, or to look at it and to look at what it's costing them. And this is the second time we've seen that type of energy in this reading. It takes time, right? We have the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. It takes time. And we have this Knight of Pentacles, a slow moving knight. But the Knight of Pentacles is so reliable. It's the most reliable knight in the deck. It's the one that always crosses the finish line. So let's go deeper, shall we? Wow. All right. So we have the Page of Wands with the Two of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. There's a lot of Knight energy here, and I'm just going to tell you, Pisces, when you have more than one Knight showing up in your reading, it can also be that you do have more than one person. And I'm just going to throw that out there. For some of you, I think you are dealing with a situation like that because you have the Two of Pentacles and you have this Knight of Cups and you had that Knight of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Pentacles right here. So there is this energy of a decision or a choice, or kind of going back and forth, or kind of thinking about it. Now, it can be with the Page of Wands sitting right here, right? Yeah. The Page of Wands sitting right here next to it, where your choice is, do I want to wait for this person to finally follow their heart and show up in my life? Or am I going to just turn my back on that situation completely and move forward? And this does feel like it is stirring up feelings of love and fear. And what because the Two of Pentacles for me is that card, the choice between love and fear. Everything boils down to the choice between love and fear. And, it is always a very difficult choice when we truly feel that we love someone, to walk away, to give up on it ever, because it's love. And love is a very, very powerful connection. And so it sort of feels like, okay, by turning my back on it, am I choosing fear that this person is never going to show up? Or am I choosing love, that I love myself too much and I love this opportunity at life, in this body, in this moment, on this planet, at this time, to waste it juggling, waiting, feeling imbalanced, feeling like my fate is not in my own hands and that my fate is riding on someone else's decision, and the idea that this person is ever going to finally show up in this energy of following their heart and come toward me. You know what I mean? So, it's interesting because the same choice can feel on the one hand like it's choosing fear, and like on the other hand that it's choosing love. And so it is only a decision that you can make. And I'm sure I've told this story a million times about my best friend and how after she got divorced, she dated this guy for a couple of years who just never showed up. I mean, he just, it was, I don't want to say like he was a breadcrumber, but he was pretty much a breadcrumber. But she stayed in the connection and she didn't really want to give up on him. She understood his wife had passed away. And so, he, had a valid reason for being the way he was. And everyone was telling her, oh my God, just walk away from this guy. Like, geez, Louise, like, what the heck? Because she's quite a catch. I mean, she's adorable. It's just, she's the little blonde cheerleader, she's very cute. And so, everyone was like, what are you doing wasting your life on this situation? And she came to me because I don't know, a lot of my friends come to me with these things and say it's because I'm non-judgmental, like I'm not going to be harsh with them. But I said, you know what? She said, what should I do? And I said, only you can decide that, because that is really the truth. It is a decision only you can make. And I know people are well-meaning that tell you, get away from this person. You know what I mean? And honestly, if someone's a narcissist, there's no need to wait. They're not going to change. It's not going to change. Just move on. Honestly, just move on. Like, do yourself the favor. You deserve a heck of a lot better than that. But in this case, he wasn't a narcissist. He was grieving and broken, but he also was not really doing the work, and he wasn't considering, my friend's feelings at all. Or her needs or her wants or her desires, because he couldn't, because his hands were full. He was at the 10 of wands. I mean, it was pretty clear situation. And I said to her, the thing we're all trying to regret is suffering. And when you have regret, it creates suffering. And so if you give up on someone too soon, you may kind of move forward in life always wondering, what would have happened if I would have stuck it out, if I would have just waited another month or a week or a day, or you know what I mean? But then there's also that side of you that's like, I'm never going to get those 2 years back. And that's 2 years of my life that I kind of spent waiting for this person to show up. So which do you regret more? But it's kind of a question only you can answer for yourself, right? And only you can know yourself well enough to know what your truth is, what your answer is. No one can really answer that for you. And so I feel like here there is this checkpoint energy with the poisoned energy of, how are you being affected by toxic behaviors and limiting beliefs right now? How are you being drained by a negative situation? What is a toxic belief you have about yourself or the world that is draining your energy? That's the question, I feel like. And you're here. This is a moment for you to really ask yourself this question. Do I stay or do I go? So let's clarify and see what we got. 8 of Pentacles. Nice, with the 10 of Cups. Okay, you've put the work in on yourself. You have been working to master yourself. You deserve emotional contentment with another person. And I feel like this is truly what you want. And, there does come a point where, you have to say to yourself, okay, I love this person, but I also love myself. And if what I really want is to experience emotional contentment with this person, or with someone, right? Maybe we are hell bent on it being this person, but if we are, then we got to ask ourselves a question like, how are we being affected by making that choice? You know what I mean? Or we don't have to do anything, but we could ask ourselves that. But because are we preventing ourselves from actually having what we want by fixating on this one person? Okay. Because they with this type of energy may not ever really be able to show up for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe they can. I see them really doing some good stuff here, but this is your life. This is your life. You only live once in this body, in this time, in this moment, in this world. Like, you have been working to master yourself. You have been putting the work and effort in. And, has this person, to the degree that they deserve this, to the degree that you're still going to really connect with this person when and if they finally follow their heart and show up Is it still going to be there by the time they get here? Because you're evolving, you're growing, you're becoming more enlightened. You're probably outpacing this person. This person's been stuck in this lower vibrational energy for some time, and you've been in a decent energy and you've been working on yourself. So are you guys even still in a vibrational compatibility situation here? You know what I mean? This is just for you with you to ask yourself. No one can answer these questions for you. But if what you really want is the 10 of Cups, then it might be time for you to choose yourself and to look for someone who's also working on themselves, right? I mean, you do you, right? There's the 10 of Wands, what I was talking about with my friend's person, you know? Because, right, someone else's burdens are becoming your burdens. You know what I mean? Someone else's burdens are creating a blockage in your life. And the only way for you see how this is? There's this woman and there's this skull behind her. It's like you're carrying around the ghost of this person with all of their burdens, and that's preventing you from really being able to open up to something new. A lot of people will say to me, well, yeah, I'm kind of waiting for the past person, but I'm also open to someone new. Well, let's just think about that for a minute. Okay. Let's just do it. Let's just walk through that for a second. Okay. My energy is really tied up to someone from the past. And, I really actually, like, my heart is there. I really want that thing to work out. But because it's become unreliable and it hasn't shown up yet, I'm open to someone new if they were to come toward me, or if I was to meet someone new. Okay. So let's say I'm the universe and I've got somebody who has this incredible heart, who's been hurt before, who has, gotten out of something and done a lot of work on themselves and is the perfect match for Pisces. But Pisces has one foot in the past and one foot in the door, and isn't really showing up reliable, isn't really showing up committed to the opportunity at the 10 of Cups. They're really still more looking to the past and more looking toward, really wanting something different to be happening with someone from the past, instead of really focused on the future and any opportunity that's really walking through the door. Do you see what I'm saying? Am I going to send in this person who's perfect for Pisces, who is emotionally available, who has done the work on themselves? Am I really going to risk that person's recovery and that person's well-being to be with someone who is now jacked up and carrying someone else's burdens because they can't release the past? You feel what I'm saying? Do you see, like, I hope that I'm saying this correctly, but you're ending up blocking your own flow with someone else's blocked flow. And the universe, you have to think about it. They're not just considering you. You know what I mean? They're considering what is in the highest and best of all. And if you haven't really truly cleared that space for someone new to come in, then there isn't space for someone new to come in. So we see the Strength card here. And the Strength card, and I'm not telling you to ditch the past. I'm just telling you the reality is you can't really put one foot in the past and have one foot in the door. You see what I'm saying? So we have the Strength card, and the Strength card is an amazing card. This is where we overcome lower vibrational energies that are holding us back. And in this particular card, you can see it's holding her back. But she has the strength and the ability to break free of it. And you have, look, the Page of Pentacles underneath it, that spiritual lesson. Okay, let's go deeper. Let's see what happens after this. There's Judgment. Second time we've seen that. Oh, wow. Pisces. These two came out together, but I am gonna just do it like this because I'm gonna clarify them. I don't know if you guys can really see this still. Okay, so you have the Four of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Hermit here. And the Four of Swords is healing. And the Ten of Swords, this is where mentally we're kind of doing ourselves in. You know, this is us with us. This is what we're telling ourselves here. And this is really draining ourselves. And like the 10 is a completion, the 10 is an ending. And it is the new beginning, is 1-0. So there's this energy of are our thoughts serving us? And is someone's toxicity contained to themselves? Or is it really affecting us more than we want to acknowledge or admit? Because is it draining us? Is it tying us down? Is it occupying all of our mind? Remember when these cards came out to begin with, I was talking about how when you're in a toxic environment, most of your energy is spent kind of trying to mitigate the toxicity. Like it's trying to diminish the effect of the toxicity in your life, or like the effect that it's having on you. When you're tied up to someone toxic or a situation that's toxic, it is incredibly draining. 10 of Swords. Your mind is perpetually occupied trying to figure out what it is, how to respond to it, how to react, how not to react, how to live with it, how to live without it, how to, what should you do? Should you say something? Should you not say something? Should you? And it's just, it's a mental prison. It's a mind suck. And it is so draining and depleting to your energy. And more importantly, what it does is it takes your focus completely away from you with you and what you want and where you're trying to go and what your true wish fulfillment is. And it puts all your focus and all your energy onto this toxicity and trying to figure it out and trying to work through it. And that is incredibly draining. And you're not working toward a lot of times the energy of your own wish fulfillment. And with the Four of Swords, this is that meditative energy. This is that energy of just clearing your mind and allowing the answers to come to you. You can't do that in toxic environments because the toxicity is requiring you to pay attention to it. Poison, you can't just, ingest poison and then be like, all right, well, hopefully that doesn't kill me. Do you feel what I'm saying? You have to pay attention to it. You have to be like, gosh, am I having symptoms? Do I need to go to the hospital? Do I da 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 da? And it occupies your entire mind. So you can't free your mind. You can't come to a complete place of just stillness and allow the answers to come to you. And you can't focus on what's super important to you or what that wish fulfillment is, that 10 of Cups energy. You take your eye off the prize of the 10 of Cups and you put your eyes completely on the situation, trying to figure it out and trying to make sense of it and trying to, I don't know, I'm getting like plan or strategize or you know what I mean? Like figure it out, like come out on top or like end up where you want it to end up. But with the 10 of Swords, it's a very heavy, difficult, draining energy. And really it's one that is not sustainable. I'm not saying you're all here or this is all your case or anything like that. I'm just illustrating what I'm seeing, okay? Like, I don't know, no judgment at all. We've all been in the Ten of Swords. These 78 cards have represented human life for thousands of years. You are not alone. Everybody has been in their own way where you are, or has experienced in their own way the energies of these tarot cards for the history of thousands of years. Very different worlds we have lived in, very different societies we have lived in, very different experiences and survival and relationships and everything. But these 78 cards have always represented the experience of being human. And the Ten of Swords is a very human energy. So let's clarify. Wow, holy crap. Holy crap. So the Four of Swords is being clarified by the Ace of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. Well, for me, when you have the Four of Swords clarified by the Ace of Swords, this is like I cleared my mind and the answer came. You know, the answer for victory or success came. And with the King of Pentacles, I think this is clarity about what you're really looking for in another person, or what you really need in another person. You know, I actually was talking to a young person. They were in their 20s the other day. Gen Z. I love Gen Z personally. I think they're fabulous. They all know their horoscope. They all know their birth chart. I'm like, yeah, you guys are cool stuff. But I mean, they have not had the benefit of really amazing parents, or, you know, even plugged in grandparents. I mean, they have, oh my God. But anyway, I was talking to them, and they were talking to me. They had, the last time I'd seen them, they were heartbroken, just absolutely gutted, heartbroken. Their girlfriend had actually cheated on them and left them, and it was just not a pleasant situation. And they just didn't know how they were going to recover. And this is like many, many months later, I'm seeing them again, and I'm like, how are you doing? And they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm dating this new person. Their energy was completely different. They were so super happy. And they said to me, you know, I realized that, like, the person they were with, I mean, they ended up cheating on them. They were somebody who came from, you know, it was a pretty broken space where they came from. And that's no fault of their own. But also, they brought that into the connection and into the relationship, but they were doing so much better. They were so much happier. They had all these friends. They had a new girlfriend, and the new girlfriend was super solid and stable, and just a really, I can tell that she's had a really amazing effect on this person. And they were saying, you know, I was willing to accept the toxicity, or I was willing to, you know, be or go or do or reassure or show up for, you know, my previous girlfriend. But it was a constant task. And I was constantly, you know, I did not realize how much space and time and energy that was really occupying in my life. But now that I have a partner who's pretty independent and, you know, is vivacious and has a plan for their own future and is working toward it and has done the work on themselves and comes from a much better familial situation, you know, it's like so easy to be in a relationship with this person, and it's fun and it's exciting and I'm enjoying it. And I didn't even know it could be this way. And it was just very reassuring. Well, with this Three of Cups and this King of Pentacles, that's the vibe I'm getting, is this energy of, you know, there is someone out there, and I believe there's someone out there that is solid and stable and that is going to show up, you know, ready to enjoy life, ready to celebrate, ready to have a good time, ready to celebrate the fact that they're even with me. You know what I mean? And that is a glorious thing in and of itself. You know, someone that has the ability to spot value and spot worth and spot stability and strength in another person. Because Pisces, going back to the beginning here of you being an independent person that's not afraid to stand out in a crowd, you have to be strong in order to do that. You've had to find strength within yourself to not be afraid to be who you are. You know what I mean? All of society is trying to tell you, be afraid of who you are. Play small, fit into this box, go with the crowd. Do not think for yourself. Do not find answers. Do not follow your curiosity. I mean, that really is kind of the world we're living in. It's like there's a right way and there's a wrong way. You know what I mean? And you got to go with the crowd. You got to be like this and you got to be like that. And that's just not true. We're all individuals. We all have different needs and wants. Oh my gosh, Pisces. Look at this. 10 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Judgment, Page of Cups. That Judgment energy has now shown up 3 times. For some of you, this can be the past person finally freaking showing up, ready to resurrect or to have a brand new beginning in this connection that's completely different. That is based now on what they were once afraid of, that Ace of Pentacles energy. Having a solid and stable relationship, committing, not worrying about what other people think, not, rising above all of the chaos and all of the conflict and all of the things that kept them playing small to begin with. And there's even, like a skeleton here of like, this person has gone through a transformation and now they're ready to show up, really show up. Now, for others of you, I feel like this is an energy where it's like you are ready to give up this toxicity in your life, or this energy of like, I have to constantly be engaged in thinking about what is happening and how to navigate this space and how to plan and how to strategize for this situation, or trying to even figure out what happened back there, or who this person is, or if they're going to show up, or da 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 da. It's like, I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose my own authenticity and my own opportunity to love. Now, but for others of you, this is someone apologizing for putting you through that and offering you something solid and stable. What is the Hermit for Pisces? Wow. This is where we have to ask ourselves, what do we really want? Wow. So you have the World card energy, the Hierophant, and the Tower. Okay. Well, we definitely have to clarify the Tower. You have the 9 of Wands on the bottom of the deck here. Let's look. The freaking King of Wands. You guys, seriously. Better put clothes on the levers. I feel like this is the choice point. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, what I see here with the Tower, the King of Wands, and the 8 of Cups, there's this energy of I don't know. Let me think of a better way of saying it. All I can think is this phrase. My dad used to use it all the time. Crap or get off the pot. You know what I'm saying? Except like the cuss word. This is go for what you want, or just walk away and leave the potential on the table. And this isn't, I don't feel like this is you. I feel like this is your person. It's kind of like, I feel that this person has not been able to let go. I feel like they have not been able to give up. I feel like they're guarded. I feel like, whatever. They've been through whatever they've been through. But we have reached their final opportunity to have a choice to make when it comes to you. Because Pisces, I honestly, with the 2 Knights, with the Judgment cards, with all the energy I'm feeling around your energy, with this energy, with the energy of your archetypes up here, I am just feeling that this person, this is like Custard's last stand. It's like you're coming to the precipice where you're going to be, if they're not going to make the decision, you will. Their decision is a decision. Their indecision is a decision. But with the World card and the Hierophant, it's like the cycle has to close. It's not sustainable to stay in the 10 of Swords. So either someone's showing up, either they're going to find the cojones to go for what they want here, or they're going to have to forever hold their peace. With the Tower, it's like this is a moment that is unavoidable by the universe because the 10 of Swords is not sustainable. You can't heal in the place that broke you. You just can't. It's not a healthy environment for healing. And like I said, all your focus and all your energy is going to trying to navigate the space of the toxicity. It's not going to you pursuing your wish fulfillment or focusing on your wish fulfillment, or even being able to get into the 4 of Swords where you are able to clear your mind so that the answer can come to you, so that you can have clarity, so that you can have peace, so that you can have success. So keeping your foot in the past and keeping your foot in the door, it's just not a sustainable energy. And it's coming to a place where it's like, what are we doing? And this is a checkpoint, and this is a decision. With the Lover's card, this is a choice. You know what I mean? What are we choosing? Are we choosing this connection? Are we choosing, you know what I mean? And quite honestly, potentially, this may be for you, where you're saying, you know what? No, I'm really committed to this past person. I'm really going to stay here. This is what I really want. You know, I'm committed to this till the end, you know, because I love this person, and I'm forfeiting my opportunity at the 10 of Cups, possibly with someone else, to just stick with this person and this thing till the end. And I hope that it works out in the 10 of Cups. Otherwise, I'm forfeiting my right to the 10 of Cups. Do you feel what I'm saying? That's how it feels. And tarot cards are never supposed to scare you or anything. They are supposed to make you think and bring you insight and bring you information. But you have to think about how sustainable your positioning is. How long will you be happy in this situation, waiting for someone to make up their mind? And what effect is it actually having on you? You know what I mean? To wait. And are you cognizant that waiting for this person may mean that you are sacrificing an opportunity elsewhere to have what it was you wanted when you set out and met this person to begin with? This is just a question. They're all questions. It's just an offering. I'm not saying, you know, like, it's the end of the road. But I'm saying, you know, the 10 of Swords is not a sustainable energy. And it is a completion. And it is a completion one way or another. And every ending brings about a beginning. And what do you want your beginning to be, you know? All right. So these are all questions only you can answer for you. So I'm going to dive in with some message cards here. All right, if you're dealing with a water sign, so many things remind me of you. We both know I am not the one for you. I wish I could take back my words. And I know I messed up everything. If you are dealing with a fire sign, you don't know how hard it was to let you go. I want to tell you how I feel. Just being near you is intoxicating. See, I got that from the very beginning also. I'm starting to understand our connection. If you're dealing with an earth sign, you were the best thing in my life. You came closer than anyone. You and I were too young. I hide behind material things. If you are dealing with an air sign, my life is not as together as it seems. I love you. I want to feel that way again. I'm afraid to contact you. All right, this is what I have for you today, Pisces. I hope it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity, or maybe some questions that are going to help you find your own clarity, right? And gosh, you know, it's been a real pleasure to read your cards today, and I hope it helps. I really do. If this resonated, please let me know by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. However, you guys are amazing. I absolutely love your comments. You're just such a pleasurable sign, Pisces. And you know, I just have developed such a deep appreciation for all of you. And just your hearts and your spirit and what you're bringing to the world. It's all gorgeous and necessary and important. And I'm grateful that you're here. Until next time, guys, I'm sending you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.